Joe Budden has been neutered by Drake.
If you
he said he don't think it's a compliment.
I don't think so.
It's not a compliment.
Yeah, me neither.
Y'all not listening to the psychology of the shit that's y'all talk about thinking deeper than shit. Y'all not thinking.
In what world is that not a compliment?
Okay, no problem.
It depends on how
Just
you feel.
explain, Just explain how it's not a
There's
compliment.
no way to explain. I'm telling you, it's not to me when he says it and the way he's saying it. It's not a compliment.
He's saying it like one of them things. I fucked all your bitches, and one of them things I was knocking down.
Which one of these bubble-shaped bitches came through the double gates? I showed her the time of her life and let her
go back to you.
Where in that sentence, where's the bubble shape not a compliment?
We talking about the shape part, not the bar.
Ugly bro.
Just the shape, saying that the shape.
He's saying
I'm talking about the bar.
No. He's just saying
not the
referring
bar.
to them as bubble shape.
Cool.
It's
Don't
not a diss.
behoove him to be like, yo, I knocked out all your whack bitches.
Yeah.
I knocked down your.
That's a weird flex for.
Knock down all the
popular
skinny chicks. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot my thought. Fuck.
Yeah, just clean it up when you diss me, nigga. You know what I mean? Bubble shape.
Were you mad about that?
That's what I was about to say. Like, yo, dog, he said
about the line?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Do you want to see my picture?
Yo, this nigga's a fool. Yo, dog, I looked at it like
that,
Drake is a nigga that grew up in Canada idolizing all these Americans.
I'd be mad if he didn't diss me.
Right?
I'd be mad if he didn't diss me.
Right?
I'd be mad if he didn't diss me.
Right?
Gang, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you can help me out, but this is not the Joe Budden that I know. What I'm seeing lately, gang, and we're going to get into this video clip or snippet from the JBP, the podcast where these guys are supposed to be so avant-garde and so reckless with their opinion that they pissed off half the industry. Well, this is not what I'm seeing now. I'm seeing a couple guys who are absolutely giddy gumdrops to anoint this guy back in action, back in office. Once again, the king all over again. It's like they couldn't wait to say that this guy did his job on this album, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I expected more. Not saying I expected Homeboy to hate, but I didn't expect him to glaze, right? End of the day, it feels like Black Boy Max, when he searched for that picture of Drake's meat, it feels like that's what Joe Budden did in this situation. When I saw these clips, gang, I was like, oh yeah, Homeboy low-key, he got neutered. He's a little scary right now. He actually was proud of being dissed, as opposed to what we thought. Someone told me in my comments that Joe said if he get dissed on the record, he was going to come out of retirement. Well, this don't look like he's coming out of retirement anytime soon. This actually looks like he's happy to have gotten dissed by your boy. For some reason, it seems that if he wouldn't have got dissed, he probably would have dissed him for not dissing him. It's like the control verse in reverse for some reason. But end of the day, I want to read this and I want to get a sense of why Joe Budden is acting so emasculated in regards to this guy. I think what's happening is we're seeing a guy transition, and I hope I'm never there, gang. I hope I never hit a point where I feel like, okay, I need to play nice with everybody so I can get these elusive interviews. Everybody's shooting for this #1 spot, game. And I guarantee you, whoever lands this big fish, Aubrey Graham, if they land that big fish on their show, gang, they will be considered by Complex and others as the #1 media outlet. We just saw that weird-ass list by Complex Media saying the 25 or the 50, I believe it was one of the other 25 or 50 hip-hop media journalists or whatever they had going on, this, that, and the third, right? And they had academics #1 and Joe Budden #2. Well, believe it or not, whether they pretend to care or not, those two guys would love to be #1 again next year and the year after that, because not only does a lot of money come with that, a level of prestige. Because all of them are excited to get on that list because they all shared it. No matter, even Rory and Mal, they all shared their place on the list. Rory and Mal, I think, got 7, and whoever got between, even guys that was in the 20s were sharing it. So I think that they all want that prestige of being the #1, and it feels like Joe Budden is vying or jockeying for a Drake interview, so he doesn't want to upset that guy. Even though we just saw the Melissa Ford stuff go down, where I believe Drake gave her some shirt or some clothes or something happened. I don't know what happened, but that led to what felt like ill will between them, and it helped get Melissa Ford out the door, gang. Let's just be honest. But This ain't the Joe Budden I know gang. The whole podcast look like they're vying for some type of approval by this guy because they know he's watching. I don't know. I hope I never get to a point where I won't say what I got to say because somebody might be watching. I doubt it, gang. I just don't have that. I don't have that in my DNA. I'm sorry, Hove or whoever might be watching and sitting in their office saying, I like this guy. Well, one day you might say something that I might not be agreeing with, and I might have to say something. It is what it is. But it don't mean I like the guy no less. But I just can't do what I just saw Joe Budden do. It looked like Joe Budden got neutered, gang. I think he really, really wants this Drake interview, gang, and he's willing to swallow all kind of pride and God knows what else. But at the end of the day, Joe Budden said he was hoping that Drake wouldn't say the line about him being naked, knocking on his neighbor's door. Well, Drake said it, and he kind of got a sick sense of like pride that he just got dissed on the record. He's like, yeah, finally. Because remember, he kept trying to tell us, gang, and I didn't believe him, right? I didn't believe him, even though he laid out all the points, kept trying to say that Drake dissed me. God, you guys not listening. Drake dissed me. Everybody thought Drake was talking about somebody else. When he was on was it Stay Scheme, and Drake had a verse and he was talking about somebody, like we thought it was somebody else, but I think who we thought it was? I think we thought it was either Jay or Meek. I don't know who he was beefing with at the time, but we thought it was anybody but Joe Budden. Joe Budden was begging and pleading. The nigga made 4 diss records. Please, guys, I'm telling you, this is about me. This song is about me. So nobody really believed him or cared. We were like, Joe, you're losing this battle because he made these records and some of them were good. Some people thought that Joe bodied him, this, that. Well, a lot of people that didn't like Drake at the time were like, yeah, he bodied you. You ain't say nothing. You lose by default, this, that, and the third. But he did not lose because he did not acknowledge Joe and he didn't respond. So at that point, Joe shot all them shots. They were all duds. They didn't matter to nobody, this, that, and the third. So end of the day, Joe Budden was begging to be in the conversation. Now, he clearly did shoot at Joe. He clearly was addressing Joe Budden because Joe Budden is bigger now. Joe Budden podcast is much more of a big deal. And at the end of the day, this point in time to just Joe Budden wouldn't make the national news and headlines, this, that, and the third. But instead of having a frown, he turned the frown upside down. Joe Budden is absolutely ecstatic that he got dissed by the boy for some reason. And at some point, we got to call this is weird, right? To be happy and to go on and on about an album that most people are saying they wouldn't even feed this shit to their dog because his dog is not even dog water. This shit is god awful, and a lot of people are voicing their opinions that it shouldn't have been done. It's too long. It's too experimental. The tracks seem uncooked, and some of them seem not even well mixed. It seems like it's too many beat switches. I could go on and on about the complaints about this project. Right? They're saying it's elementary, ABC. They're saying that a lot of it is just filler, and it shouldn't have been included in the long run. And I agree, right? We got 3 albums worth of nonsense, and the simple fact of the matter is, 2 of them are really, really going to be considered the worst flops of his career. One is going to do around 110, they're saying, and the other one's going to do around 115. So they're both going to be considered flops. They're going to be on his record. You can't combine it with Iceman, which is allegedly going to do 450, this, that, and the third, 500,000. You know what I'm saying? That's great. And it should do that. Anything less than that would be disrespectful and a flop. But at the end of the day, after 2 years of waiting for the shit and all the promo and the ice, the fucking 350 tons of ice in downtown Toronto, they hitting it with blow torches and ice picks. And yeah, goddamn right, this shit should sell. So at the end of the day, nobody was under any delusions that album wouldn't sell. But when you surprise drop 2 other albums, most of the world don't know those 2 albums exist. A lot of people didn't play them, and a lot of people that did play them didn't like them. So that's where we are. But for some reason, the entire cast of the Joe Budden podcast came in that thing doing handstands and backflips. They sounded like they probably didn't even have listened to half the shit before they went and anointed this shit a full-on classic. They probably didn't even get to the last CD before they were like, this is the best work that Drake ever. I'm telling you, gang, I'm stunned with these guys. It seems like the older they get, the more they get away from what the culture is really feeling and what the culture is really doing. Because if you look at the timeline, look at your timeline, it ain't a lot of the shit they're talking. It ain't a lot. I don't know about your timeline. It ain't a lot of people saying what they're saying. And it's too many people trying to defend it. Even these guys are trying to defend it. Talk about sit down, marinate it with it, give it a check. Why are you doing it? Like, at the end of the day, if motherfuckers heard it, didn't like it, it is what it is. Some motherfuckers really did sit down and marinate it with it. But as you go and start to make these excuses and make these little statements as if people aren't giving it a chance, well, guess what? People do that with everything. They do that with all albums. They don't go and sit with them. They give them one. Most people give them one spin. It's called real life, the real world. Most people don't need to sit there. I've seen Drake fans saying, well, after the fifth and sixth time, what are you insane? After the fifth and sixth time I heard it, you didn't like it. You brainwashed yourself after the fifth. I literally heard a dude saying that on a video today. At first I didn't like. I think it was one of these guys. At first I didn't like it, but after the fifth or sixth time, are you dead ass? Why do you need to listen to something 5 and 6 times? If you didn't like it at first, how many times do you need to listen to it before you say, I don't like it? You're brainwashing yourself into trying to like it. That's what happened. But I want to get to this because these guys they really, I don't know what's going on, but they really don't want to upset this guy, right? I pulled up I asked about the feud of Joe Budden and Drake and the whole situation of where it started because I don't remember these guys being this lovey-dovey. These guys are holding hands. Well, it's one of them trying to hold the other one hand. Let's just be honest. The other dude just dissed him, and this dude trying to hold his hand out instead of getting in that booth like he said he was going to do. Okay? But let me read this article. It ain't an article. This is all Google, right? The feud between Joe Budden and Drake is a years-long, off-and-on saga rooted in unfiltered critiques, shattered egos, and competitive hip-hop tension. It evolved from Budden offering tough but genuine musical reviews to Drake, firing back with targeted barbs and online trolling. So the spark was the 2016 record Views, which me personally, I can let Views play and go cook a steak, go cook this, that, and the third, right? Go cook some cauliflower. Cauliflower is good, gang. And some fucking whatever. On the grill, I'm doing salmon, some asparagus tips, da-da-da. Make sure you cut the back of the asparagus off, make it cook better, cook faster. Nigga, this is what I'm doing. So at the end of the day, I can put Views on because it's just, you can let it play, right? It's some backyard before everybody get their type shit. So it is what it is. But Joe Budden didn't like it at the end of the day, right? You're not looking for lyrical miracles on there. It's just like, let it play in the background while everybody's drinking, right? That's what it's for, okay? So end of the day, it is what it is. But Joe Budden had a problem with it, all right? So let me talk about this. The criticism. The first major conflict erupted in 2016 when Joe Budden, then transitioning from a rap veteran to a prominent media personality, reviewed Drake. This is when he first was coming into his own of trying to use that all that stuff he used to talk all that shit, get in trouble, where he tried to turn it into, he tried to monetize it and make a podcast, okay? And it started to work, and he started to get more and more popular for just doing what he already was doing before that. The shit that used to get him beat up, he started using it to make money with it, okay? Let me continue. Then transitioning from a rap veteran to a prominent media personality, reviewed Drake's fourth studio album, Views. Budden bluntly stated on his podcast that the music sounded, quote, real fucking uninspired, and claimed Drake was capable of much greater things. Okay, so the musical escalation. Drake's jabs. Drake did not directly sit down for an interview to respond, but fans and listeners caught subliminal disses toward Budden in tracks like 4 p.m. in Calabasas, which seemingly made references to Budden's 2003 hit "Pump It Up" and "No Shopping." I said the other one. I said "Stay Scheming." It wasn't "Stay Scheming," guys. It's "No Shopping" with French Montana. My bad. So then Budden came back after the "No Shopping" disses and the "Pump It Up." And let's be honest, the "Pump It Up" is the easy one, gang. But the "No Shopping" one, we thought it was somebody else. Joe Budden was like, "That's me," okay? Budden diss tracks. Refusing to back down, the highly competitive Budden escalated the situation by dropping a series of scathing diss tracks directed at Drake, including Making a Murderer Part 1 and Afraid. Periods of peace and ongoing tensions over the years, the two have had phases where they seemingly squashed their differences, even fraternizing during the pandemic. However, their dynamic remains a volatile love-hate relationship. For All the Dogs critique was next. The feud reignited heavily when Budden offered a harsh critique of Drake's 2023 album, For All the Dogs. Drake responded with a scathing Instagram post, blasting Budden as the poster child of frustration and suffering. Yeah, that's when Drake got in his feelings, made that Instagram post, which to me, I felt was kind of weak because just, you guys are rappers, just rap, gang. But he was trying to get his shit off. He was mad at Budden, wanted the world to know Budden is a loser, gang. I don't know why y'all listening to this nigga. He old. You saw him running down on some kids in the caravan throwing rocks at him. Yeah, this nigga's trash. But it didn't work, and people kept watching the Joe Budden show. Let me continue. The 2026 resurgence, right? Tensions are occasionally flared up again, with Budden openly criticizing and rating Drake's newer releases, leading to ongoing subtle jabs between the two over Budden's transition from being a rapper to a podcaster, which is a source of contention for a guy like Budden. He don't want to hear no nonsense about I'm a podcaster because you can't rap. Basically, Drake was like, listen, this is what a failed musician looks like. Don't take his word. Don't take his opinion about nothing because he doesn't have nothing to offer because he don't know how to make it in this business, okay? End of the day, that is what it is. Now, what I want to do right here, right? I want to talk about these two clips because what I did, the thing that sparked this whole video was me listening to these two clips of these guys going on, and I don't know when they got so lovey-dovey with Drake. They're like stroking this man's ego, rubbing his back up and down, putting calamine and all kind of shit, putting all aloe vera and everything on his body. That guy don't know what's going on, coconut oil, this, that, and the third. They're just making sure this guy feel nice and spicy and saucy because they are really, really excited about this album. And I'm going to play this. It's going to, for most of you that don't watch the show, you're going to be shocked at how lovey-dovey they are about this project. These two clips, I'm just going to be honest, I knew these guys was kind of low-key glazing this guy, but I never had this idea that they would be this happy about this music, which I told you, I've heard many snippets. I've heard as much as 15 tracks off of this thing via snippets. I haven't listened to a react yet, but I have heard at least minimum 15 tracks at minimum, and I am not getting any of these good vibrations, these Beach Boy vibes that these guys are talking about, how excited they are about this album. They can't stop smiling, gang. I'm not going to show you their faces. I'm just going to play the audio, but they cannot stop smiling. They are appalled at the people who don't like it. They're looking at you sideways as if you got the problem. I am the problem to these guys. You're not going to, listen, if you haven't heard these clips, you are going to be like, what is going on? But you guys know these guys better than me. I don't watch the program often. I see mad clips. I see mad pieces and bits and this, that, and the third of these guys, but I don't really watch the program to know if these guys are this ridiculous when they're talking about Drake. And the clips I've seen before, they built up to this. They weren't always like this, but for whatever reason, I don't know if there's a sponsorship, I don't know if money exchange, but these guys are way defensive of this guy. They starting to compare him to Hov and this, that, and the third. It gets a little wacky to me. I'm just gonna be honest. So I'm gonna play the first clip, and I might stop here and there, but this is insane to me because to see these grown men acting like this guy is a second coming, it just don't set well with me. All right, let's get this going.
Somebody to come in there and trash it, right?
Yeah. They wanted you to do the performative, screaming. That's what they want. They want you to do that.
With the episode going before this,
I do think a lot of y'all.
They really, or they wanted me and you to argue, or me. You know what I mean?
No, like, I think y'all. It was too jovial. It was too.
Can I ask questions about it since I wasn't here, niggas?
Ask whatever you want.
I mean, Freeze told me like I like Iceman a lot. Did anybody else like it?
We all liked it. We didn't get to hear Amani's take because he was.
Now you hear them chime. Gang, listen. I don't know what's happening, gang. Because I don't think this shit is much better than Views. And he killed Views. He killed 4 of the dogs. So I'm trying to figure out. They all chiming in. We all liked it. Right? I think Imani gives a little pushback later, but what's happening, gang? I don't know what's going on. I don't know how we got here. Maybe I'm out of touch. You guys can tell me in the comments how we get here. How did this, not saying they can't like it, but all of them in tandem are extremely ecstatic that they love this record. And I don't know where this is coming from guys that's supposed to be hip-hop. This is hip-hop adjacent, hip-hop critiques. I don't get it. But a Drake fan would tell me, Challz, you can like what you like because the album's dope. But I don't find it most of the shit I've heard ain't dope, okay?
He wasn't here, but we all liked it.
Yeah. You liked it, E?
I think it was cool. I think I'll like it the more I listen to it, but there's records on there that
skipped for you?
Yeah, but there's records on there that I know I'm playing again off rip. Like 18 songs, I think majority of it is good. So I'm happy with that.
Now, let me be clear. I think in this section, they're only talking about the Iceman project. I don't think that they're talking about Hibbity Bibbity or the Maid of Honor. I don't think they're talking about those two. And for you people that don't know, I call it Hibbity Bibbity. Okay, let me keep it pushing.
How do you feel, E, that he doubled back, that he kept shooting at people? Did that change?
I ain't like that.
You didn't like it, right?
I don't think I needed it. On certain records, I'm like to make them pay shit, get it off.
Fire.
1 or 2 songs, cool. Just the consistent back, I'm good. It's over.
What about you, Freeze?
Good.
How did you feel about that he was...
And Homeboy, the only one, he kept it a buck right there. I'm just going to be honest. Amani kept it a buck right there because you really don't need much more than that. You said it on Make 'Em Pay, da-da-da. after that, it don't need to be 4 or 5 records but he's subbing through the whole shit, gang. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me continue.
Because I know initially we was like, yo, if you're shooting at anybody, it may change how people look at the album.
That's because we were figuring if you're shooting at anybody, we're not gonna get the slaps. But you put the slaps on another album. You use this album to get your shit off, and you ended it properly. Like you started with introspection and vulnerability. You told how you felt from everybody, whoever you felt betrayed by. You got your shots off. You still threw some records in there,
but it ain't no slaps. All right,
and you closed it properly. So now put that shit to bed. We done.
See, shooting, when we was having that conversation before hearing the album, if you're just talking about shooting, I didn't want to hear him come out like Tough Tony, like the beef is still on. I didn't want to hear that.
Got it.
The battle's over. Let's act like it's over. Him shooting through his introspection, I feel like is a normal. I would have felt like he's not really being introspective. If we haven't heard from you from 2 years, we saw what you've been through, and you don't say a word.
Yeah. But I don't feel like it was an introspective. It was like people are saying, and they're right, it's a poor me. It's a pity part. It's not like I'm going to look inside. Where on the album did he say the shit that he done to people or how he could have handled this shit better? It's everybody did this to me. That's not introspective, gang. You got to understand. They're giving him credit for something he's not doing. It's not introspective. He's not looking in. He's looking out at everybody that did him dirty and how he's going to get him back. Taking shots at Dot. What did you do to Dot to make him say anything to you? What did you do to Future? What did you do to any of these guys? The 20v1. This ain't introspective. And not only that, introspective, your life is bigger than a battle, gang. Your life is bigger than these basketball players and this rapper that offended you. So what about all that other shit? Right? And don't bring up the line about my dad got cancer. Is that that's all we get? Right? Dead ass. So end of the day, Pop said it went away. Poof, voila. So I don't even know why that's even on the album. Okay? But end of the day, we're going to keep it pushing. But I don't think that there's all this introspective and retrospective that Joe's trying to make it into.
Yeah. I would have felt like that's fake.
You say a word, but even like with the West Coast sounding joint, where you trying to make it seem like
that wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that stuff like that was like I didn't need that.
They loved that record. That record wasn't.
I like
for
the
me.
first half.
I didn't need that.
The second.
Homeboy said that was for me. I don't understand. This nigga needs a OVO chain. The guy on this guy Ish. I don't know what his name is, homeboy. But almost, I'm just gonna be honest. Almost every take he says is just sound ridiculous. Almost every time I see him on these clips, it sound ridiculous. It sound like a nigga way out of touch and he's all way in left field and the shit he says he's standing on shit. And it's like, you really standing on that shit? Like, I would have.
The first half was dope. I didn't need the second half.
Second half was fire. As soon as the beat switch, I was like, oh, here we go. Turn it up.
I don't even appreciate the Iceman project without the shots. Like he shot at everybody I needed him to shoot at.
I just
don't say to Khaled, yo, must be Drake Bell, and then when it's album time and we waiting to hear your voice,
you don't say
not a word. I would have judged him for it.
I like the Khaled
If he wouldn't have said not a word about Cole, I personally would have judged him for it.
I just don't want to hear no more Kendrick shit or references to Kendrick pushing nobody. Leave that shit alone.
Yeah, but things happened after the battle, like the bot allegations and the streams disappeared. Like that was post battle. So if you the nigga that lost the battle,
but think about it. Homeboy just said there's nothing to talk about with it. So streams disappearing, which haven't been proven, bots, this, that, and the third. None of that happened, Joe. That was Twitter shit. That was Stans trying to say this happened, this, that, and the third. There is no reason for him to speak on that, Joe. Okay? There's nothing happened. It's fucking... First of all, the lawsuit has mad shit in there from Twitter anyway. You need to stop listening to that shit. He had to take half off. Do y'all motherfuckers realize half the shit in the lawsuit was Twitter accusations that he had to remove? So no, he don't need to speak on that, Joe. But Joe's so locked in on some, just give me some beef, some bullshit. It ain't making no sense, dog. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't mind you saying, hey, nobody found that weird.
Nobody got questions.
Nobody got questions because it's not fucking real. And even if it is, what the fuck do that got to do with him? How do we need to hear that? He don't know. Does he know what happened? Does he know what happened to the 70 million stream? So what are you fucking bringing it up for if he don't have no answers for it? He's just speculating just like everybody else on goddamn Twitter. What does that got to do with? And is that a real diss? Like, what are we talking about? Dissing? Now dissing is saying a nigga's body and that's dissing? Gang, we in the fucking, we got a problem, hip hop. We got a real problem, gang.
Got it.
On a song cool, like similar to when Jay lost the shit to Nas.
I said I used that,
and we still got Blueprint 2 where he did that on there. But the rest of the album was just the rest of the album. It was, you didn't really feel like he targeted the Blueprint 2 album to go ahead and
But
do that.
even in that, he was, for me, Hove was shooting through his introspection. Like, okay, the world said I lost. I sat back and thought, and now I'm back with what I feel about what I've seen from y'all. Some more to say. Can't
Bro,
y'all
they said,
see that he's fake? Like, can't y'all, like, he's almost
but they said the same shit. Since I will not lose, they try to help him cheat. That's literally what Drake is saying.
Hold on. First of all, it's a lot to unpack right there. So let's go back. He said that when Hove did that introspective rewriting of the history, saying, you said I lost, da-da-da. End of the day, we thought it was corny too, and we love this nigga Hove. When he did that, is it Uchi Wally or is it One Mike? We like, Hove, you dragging this shit. Okay? You're still, nigga still in your head. We said the exact same thing. So, Budden, no, it wasn't no way. We were like, yo, Hove, get your shit off. No. Only niggas was the super fans of Jay that didn't really understand what was going on. The regular niggas, like, I like hip hop. I love all this shit. I love the whole culture. I love the whole game. But I understood what Jay was going on. I said, Jay's still feeling a way about this Nas shit. And this right here, coming back on the Blueprint, after this battle's over, when it's now you could still, if you're gonna diss, I'm sure, but you're sitting here trying to convince us that we still didn't see what we saw and Nas ain't real, that you're still trying to, you're not even, let's be honest, that Blueprint shit Jay was saying, it wasn't even a diss no more. That was a nigga saying, bro, I can't believe y'all fell for this guy. How did you fall? He's begging us to not like Nas. That wasn't ever going to happen. But he didn't want to lose. And he didn't want to go out like that. So that's the same thing this guy's doing. Trying to beg us and trying to pick holes and pluck holes in the dot. And these guys are sitting up here. Now Budden is trying to equate the two in a regular, like, you know, I'm going to keep this neutral and just say the facts. Homeboy over here trying to make it like, and that's what Drake said too. Like, it's fucking, the two are not the same.
I'll say this much.
Same shit. I wouldn't lose. Y'all helped him do this, and now he said
prison of the moment for sure. For me, of me just being honest, of great battle, all that other shit. We got caught. I got caught up in everything that was happening for Kendrick. That you start to lose sight of. We've seen this before, which is similar to the J Nas shit. We had a moment where the biggest nigga in the game, who we loved, respected, boom, boom, he had a little chink in his armor. He lost to somebody that we still respect. But he came right back after that and gave us fucking hit albums. He gave us great shit.
It's always been deeper than that for me.
It's deeper than that for me too.
It's way deeper than that.
Only because the system is involved.
I needed that iteration of Drake to be killed, to die. He wouldn't do it himself. I was pleading for albums. Hey, get this guy the fuck out of here. He needed to die so a new Drake could be born. And I feel like this project, like I said in the pod, is a good step in that direction.
Did he sound hungry? Did he sound like he had something to prove?
Yes. That Iceman album to me sound like I got.
So basically, what Budden is trying to say is, I wanted him rapping again. Okay, he's trying to say we got the rappity rap nigga that I've been trying to get back out here rapping. I finally got him back. Are you sure though? Like, did we really? Is this the best? Because I'm like, I told you what I'm hearing. It's not there. It's not there. So maybe I need to hear that, but I don't want to. That's the problem. You got to understand, when I feel like a guy has nothing left to offer with this pen game, this, that, and the third, I don't want to hear it no more. I've reached a brick wall where I don't know if it's much left to offer because I can't believe him. It's so much cachet has been lost with this thing. So I can't sit there, listen to an 18-track album and try to find the good of it and the bars of it. We've hit a brick wall where it's too many things that have been said that don't line up. A lot of shit ain't adding up. So Joe Budden is giving him credit for back out here, back outside, rapping. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And the way that they're clowning this album and the shit got a 50% drop in one fucking day, I don't think nobody else is sure either. So Joe Budden kind of hyping this thing up because he dissed the nigga on it. But the disses are weak at that. So this is mind-boggling. They're not even strong disses. A nigga talking about his fucking height and shit. And he using his own lines against him. He's saying lines from Not Like Us, gang. There's nothing there. There is nothing there. But Budden is going to hype it up and do what he does. Let me finish.
I got some shit to say. The bars, when that nigga's rapping, he's rapping.
Yeah, he rapping.
I can't take nothing away from that. That nigga is on there rapping some fire shit. The other albums, I ain't really.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm gonna go back to the R&B shit. The other shit, I ain't really care for.
This the thing. You can't forget the other albums. This is what they want to do. You can't just forget them, gang. He dropped 3 of them. One of them is R&B, one of them is international, allegedly, and one of them is rap. He did them all. He put them out the same day. He want the numbers for them. You can't just scratch him. But it sound like he trying to scratch him, right? He got back to rapping. Did he? I heard some weird ass shit with Sexy Ray that don't sound like that. So what we talking about? But let me continue.
Outside a lot too. I'm interested to hear what's your.
I know what it's gonna do. I'm not,
with the joints.
Yeah, I'm just interested to hear him
because he ain't outside just by himself. So when the song come on, he just lonely and bored. Like he outside painting the picture how it's supposed to look.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Stop playing with Bob Ross.
I can appreciate what that album's gonna do for the women. Well, I want to sit back and listen to it.
All right, so that's the one. That's the one clip, and the other one ain't that long, gang. And we're gonna get out of here.
The album,
he did.
But he didn't overdo it.
He did it sporadic enough that I felt like he was going about his day and then randomly remembered all of the bullshit that this nigga put me through. And now you're gonna get 4 bars. Like this shit he's saying right here, whether it's true or not, for me, it's funny, and he's the only one that can say that. Hey, that little run you just had, I don't remember nothing you said, nigga. like he's the only. He need to come out like I said. I don't take it as victim. It's like,
but he remembers, gang. Like this, I'm trying to stay calm, gang. Okay, I'm trying to stay calm. But he does remember, Joe. He does remember. You're making this shit bigger than it is. I don't remember nothing you said. He clearly remembers everything he said because he's addressing it throughout the entire album. Joe, what's going on, my guy? What's going on?
Yo,
You still a peon to me.
You won,
You
but
still a
now
peon.
that I gathered myself,
Did he? Did he gather? Is that what really happened? You sure?
like, see, that's the thing. We pay so much attention to the battle, and today I'm not focusing on the battle because it's Iceman Day.
Right.
But what's
Iceman focuses on the battle.
not talked about in today's hip hop enough is how the guy that lost sound when he come back. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, we had Jay lost ether. Boy, did he bounce back. He sounded great. Once you fall and gather yourself and be like, all right, shit ain't too bad. When the dust settles, you can say, yo, I don't remember nothing.
It's like coming back saying, and another thing.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Like I ain't dwelling on it, but you know what? Let me just say that.
Into the battle, and today I'm not. He felt extremely wronged by a group of y'all.
Right, but on Scorpion, he was very adamant in saying, like, y'all, I'm sparing y'all because I'm in my good guy role right now. This one seemed like that's what he was saying on Scorpion. He was saying, look, I settled into my role of the good guy. I guess luck was on your side. He's saying throughout the record, that's when the God's plan and all of that. I'm playing the good guy role, even though I got a little couple beats out there. I'm shooting a little bit, but overall, I'm being the good guy. Now I'm the villain, and it's up for you niggas, and it's stuck.
Well, see, again, Scorpion, he's nuanced. So while you got that, I think Scorpion was his most violent album.
Like I said, it's so much on his parts.
On there, I never heard a nigga. No, it was aggressive. I never heard a nigga spell montage so much. On every song, somebody was getting shot. We pulling up to where you live, your parents' house. I'm montage. You gonna die? Do you know who you fucking with? Like,
but then at the same
today's Drake on this, right? He sounds evolved from that mind state. Like, he didn't do a bunch of montage spelling.
I think that this
nigga, you got a whole record throwing up gang signs.
It's one record.
Oh my God.
It's one record.
So they're just gonna. My batteries died. I'm just gonna wrap this up because Joe is trying to build this guy into something that we not seeing. He is rapping about that. It ain't as much, but he is. Homeboy just said he's throwing up gang signs. And I saw a video with him appear to throw up a gang sign in the video, gang. I'm just going to be honest. So I don't know what's going on with Joe Budden, gang, but it's maddening and it's weird to see. I don't know what happened, who got to him or who offered him this, that, and the third. Maybe if he played nice, there is an interview coming down the line, but Budden is bugging out. I'm just going to I'm going to keep it a buck with you. The whole team over there, they're allowed to like what they like, but don't make it like it's greater than what it is because you're by the time you listen to this guy, you gonna go back and listen to it like, wait, this shit must be fire because the way he's talking. None of this is happening in there. This is not the representation of what we saw because he didn't evolve, he didn't get better, he didn't change up nothing. Everything is exactly the same that has been for the last 10 years. There's nothing new in here, and the new shit ain't hitting it like you would think it was. Because I told you I heard most of that weird ass shit because they bumping all that weird shit online. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Listen, let me know what you think in the comments, man. CLBMG. Listen, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you to ship all over the continental U.S. I got the Patreon up. Head on over there, lock into the Patreon. I appreciate all you guys rocking with me on both channels, all right? And last but not least, we got a new video called Peanut Butter Tims, me, TJ, and Fliz. Get in there, get in the comments, share the video. Let me know what's going on with it, man. Listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard and put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone in the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.